from the federal level, which you are paying to Massachusetts to fund their program. In addition, it has run $8 billion over budget, and the next governor had to increase taxes to pay for Obamacare. Ladies and gentlemen, he is uniquely unqualified to take on this action. I make the argument that nominating Mitt Romney on the most important issue of the day, liberty, economic freedom, personal freedom. Look at what Obamacare is already spawning. Just last week, the Secretary of Health and Human Services told the Catholic Church and other churches that they had to cover, not the church themselves, but all the colleges, universities, hospitals, clinics, missions, etc., charity groups, all Catholic affiliated organizations, and any religiously affiliated organization. They have to cover and provide free contraception, free morning after pills, which is an abortion drug, and sterilization, all of which are specifically prohibited by the Catholic Church as a tenet of their faith. As I said to the Catholic bishops 3 years ago when I warned them not to support Obamacare, even though they did, careful who you lie in bed with.
That's right.
Because when you give the government the authority, as they did, to run the healthcare system, when you give and talk about how healthcare is a right that the government can guarantee you, then when government gives you a right, they can not only take it away from you, but they can tell you how to exercise that right. And if you don't, they will punish you for not doing as you're told. Ladies and gentlemen, we are giving up our freedom. If there's any more clearly understood, look what the president just did. You think economic freedom is going to slow him down? He's willing to trample freedom of conscience, freedom of religion, and squash it. And then look at what the military archdiocese just had to go through. Yeah. They wanted to send a letter out to their troops, through their chaplains at Sunday Mass, to also complain about what Obamacare did. And the U.S. Army said, hold on. Your comments in this letter are seditious.
Oh my God.
And so they couldn't have their chaplains in the Army read the letter. Until they changed the language according to what the Army suggested they change it. And then they could. So let's not just trample on the First Amendment freedom of religion. Let's trample on the First Amendment freedom of speech. To talk about your religion. Ladies and gentlemen, what I've said, and I've said the issue of this race in Obamacare, and I've been saying it for a year, is about freedom. It's about government control of your lives. What better evidence do you need? We need someone who can go out and make the case that this country is a great country, not because of government. It's because of you. It's because of free people. So that's why I ask for your support here tonight. This is an opportunity for Colorado to shout, for Colorado to make a difference, to strike a blow.
That's good. Oh, look at this.
The last caucus, I think, between, 50,000 people voted in the caucus here last time around, between 50 and 60,000. So if each one of you, over the next 24 hours, can go out and recruit 10 people, you can affect 2% potentially of the turnout. And imagine what the impact would be if people just went out and just, instead of just walking and say, I'll vote, walk out there and text something to your friend, or send an email to your list, or post something on Facebook, or blast something out on Twitter, or pick up the phone and make a few phone calls, or knock on the door of your neighbor and say, hey, why don't you come with me to the coffee? All of these little things can make a huge difference. In Iowa, I beat Governor Romney by 34 votes out of 125,000 votes cast. Right? With that ratio, if you just give me 7 or 8, I might be able to win. Right? So go out and make a difference. I always like to end by talking about the last few words of the Declaration of Independence, where the signers of that declaration wrote this: we pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. And they signed this document, and with it, I suspect that the vast majority of them believed their death sentence. Because they were committing acts of treason against the most powerful army, most powerful country in the world. With probably very little chance or hope of success. But they believed so deeply in those words that inspired the world, that had transformed the world. Everything great, everything of great value, of course, comes at great cost. And they were willing to go out and put these incredible words to paper, and then sign their lives away for that statement to the world, to history. And for all they knew, that piece of paper could have ended up in the trash bin of history and never seen by anyone. They had faith, and they were willing to give it all. Ladies and gentlemen, every generation is called to pledge their lives, their fortune, their sacred honor. No one's asking you to here in the next 24 hours to pledge your life. Thanks to God that we have men and women who step forward and volunteer, put on the armor, put on the Santorum.com. You accept checks at the door, without the hats, and the pass. I know there's one thing about being out west, I always have plenty of hats. There you go. But it is about your honor. Not a term that's used very often in America today, the word honor. I'm sure there's some people that, when you think about it, know what it means. Honor. But honor is a very important thing for all of us. We stand on the shoulders of your ancestors, your father, mother, grandparents, ancestors who built the family name of which you want to honor. You want to bring this honor to your name, to the family, to the community that you live in, the state that you live in, and to the country. And what would be more honorable than to rise in the moment your country needs you, to protect those fundamental freedoms, to do the work that's necessary, to preserve them. It would be an act to preserve honor. It would also be your duty as a citizen. And so I ask each and every one of you to pray and contemplate about what you're willing to do. Generations past were willing to sacrifice a lot. If you believe as I do that this election is a turning point in American history, then you need to dig deep and think about how much you're willing to fight for this country. We have 24 hours to make a difference here. I hope you take advantage of it. Thank you, God bless.